Greetings over the diaspora, to those that don't speak the languages that we speak. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It is so good to be back. Welcome, spiritual Ds from Stoners United, the Wake and Bacon, the Crown Conscious, Knowledge Seekers, Knowledge Collectors, War Gang, Anti-War Gang, Chakra Hands, Tarot Card Gang, Energy Readers, Element Benders. As long as we're all here in Love and Light, Gang. This is a knowledge sharing space, and welcome. This is a new season, the season of Heru. Thank you so much for journeying with us, and those who've just joined us have joined the Spiritual G's family. Thank you so much. Want to give a shout out. I'm not too sure if we did this already, but shout out to those who have joined our membership offering. Shout out to Lady Hills, Miss Hills. Shout out to Nkulu Elias Mahlangu, and shout out to Boket. Shout out to Boriba. Shout out to Okodzai. Shout out to Sister Zai. Shout out to everybody who's been renewing, or before Pindy says I hate about Pindy, who keep on renewing their membership. Thank you so much, keeping us afloat here, keeping us helping us to expand. So I just want to touch on a couple of things before we get into today's episode. As we know, we always start with our intro episode, but nitty-gritties before we get into that. It's going to be a very short one. I won't take too much of your time because this is our third year that we're doing our Heru season. So thank you so much. Literally, you guys will still be here. I hope I hope the day ones, Bokete, and everybody. We give thanks. Okay, so first, just to address something. Okay, so we have ended our series Komoya podcast, right? Because now we want to shift into other countries. So we're gonna do it with Botswana. We're gonna be having an episode with our Botswana crowd, our Botswana family, our Botswana family Sunday. I think the live's gonna be at 3 p.m. We're just gonna finalize it. Or I must stop calling everybody for Kokone. I do apologize. So that's first off. And then secondly, we have an episode that's gonna come tomorrow, where one of our new teachers, they're going to be taking us on the planetary shifts and all of that, but we're just going to touch on it a little bit, and then he's also going to cover a little bit on Heru episode, Heru season actually, from his perspective, but Heru Umongata, which is my askis right now for the delay in the ebook, because it is, I just want to make it a bit more comprehensive, it's just another book, even though maybe it might elongate the pages, but just finalizing that. But the cosmic bags are ready. They're so beautiful. If you've seen me in yellow, or if you've seen people in yellow, that's such a dope color. So please get yourself the cosmic pack. Whether, I don't know what you're gonna, I don't know what you're gonna do with your cloth, whether it's over your buy, but it's such an amazing color, such a solar plexus color, a sun color, which is what Heru is all about. This is the solar principle tied into this one energy principle, but I think Heru also gives us the opportunity to see the interconnectedness of all these principles, where Heru can appear in the equinoxes as well as the solstices, the positioning of the sun throughout the day or throughout the year, on a macro scale as well as on a micro scale. So let us get into the episode before too much. So we give thanks for the Moya rights as well. I think we have covered sufficient content. So because we also missed the December episode for Moya, so I was like, okay, I was also not available for the 1 year Heru, so we're gonna encompass everything on our space here, if that is okay with everybody. So we give thanks to those who are still here. We give thanks to those who don't participate in the crazy isms. Now, I'm not calling people crazy, but welcome. It's so good to be back. I'm looking forward to reconnecting with our great teachers on the space here. Looking forward to actually pulling off our event, parenting the gifted child. So other conversations, whatever they were left hanging, so where we're gonna be in further engagement with them, as well as the wife, as well as Bokoko. Shout out Lerato Figlet, she bumped into us the Kwanzaa opening that we had go Levels Backpackers. She's like, the ladies from the podcast. So yes, the ladies of the podcast, Yes, and my personal couldn't. Yeah, so we're gonna be resuming those, but also we have the likes of Miss Hills coming up. We have the likes of Botolo coming up. Gogotolo Khemere Dope. We have the likes of Uras Heru, who are gonna be sort of our new teachers, but will be also delving with new faces as well. And yeah, we just also wanna pump maybe on the business space. We haven't done the episodes of business in a very long time, and we see our melanated people. We actually doing the stuff. We're not trying. We're actually doing the stuff. So we just wanna also build that community. If I walk, I don't participate. But yeah, this is how I think I've been governing my life so far. I want to get my haircut from a person in the same energy space as me. I want to get my mask from a person in the same energy space as me. I want to get, I don't know, And yeah, guys, did they do telling telling not expensive, because I've had a lot of Ndlovukazis who are going through the beautiful journey of bringing life out to the world, and they were requiring such. So if you know anybody now who are not very expensive, or what's the sort of le babitsa bo mang? I don't know. But those people that deal with basidulang, pregnant women and all of that, but the Gogo I'm having this convo in mind with, she's still a bit far, but she would like to do things in that certain way. But anyway, let us get into our intro episode of our Heru season. We're gonna be more comprehensive and expansive on our live episode on Sunday, as well as in the ebook. So please get yourself the ebook. There's also going to be a little extra. We're still also in decision mode for we're including that in the book itself. It's going to be a separate entity, but those in the membership program will have access to everything, or those in the tier 3 have access to everything. And then as per tiers, but we know everybody on the membership program, you guys get your ebooks every month. All right, so Kgosana, we give thanks. Let us get into today's episode. Welcome to this very important solar principle. So we give thanks to the energy house of Neptet that helped us also in this training period in helping us to get into the state that we are now entering. We are now aspiring to be, because the energy that is present right now is allowing that, right? So the principle of Heru is divided into 2 phases, right? Even though there's different representations of Heru, like I'm saying, there's so much to unpack, but we're gonna have Horas Heru. Hopefully this episode will air on Tuesday, I think. But I think this season we're gonna be covering a lot. We're gonna have a lot of episodes in terms of the energy principle of Heru, because there's so much to go through. I like the sons of Heru, the Heru as Heru Kepri, the Thakazelo Heru, the chant of the sacred names of Heru. We did a special episode last year, or 2 special episodes last year in isiZulu as well as Sesotho. But now we have an ebook. We have two more ebooks until maybe like the version 2 of the other ones, because we started our ebook series the Anpu season. Interesting actually, Kavuma Ufa season. But anyway, so we have let's just stick to the 2 phases of Heru the young, Heru as Simba. Remember, I like using the Lion King as a reference. So Heru Simba, Kappa Heru the young, Bahuted, Kappa, and then Leheru the elder, right? But in all, the commonality of these principles is this is the principle of ascension. This is the principle of exaltation, whether Heru the young or Heru the elder. And then also the principle of mastery. We're gonna be mastering our own selves. We're looking for that higher ascension. And I think when coming to the solar plexus, that is also one of my favorite chakra points, because I like speaking on the bottom 3 a lot, right? The ones that sort of give us navigation in order to elevate the other chakra points when we're dealing with the 7 system chakra points. But we know due to the knowledge that we've shared on the space here, that there's more than 7. 42 as likened to the 42 laws of my art. I hope we are still together, Nkosana. Please do like, please do subscribe, especially if you haven't, because we see the stats that some people are watching, but you guys don't want to join our family. Just admit it, you're in resonance with what it is that we do here. So let's subscribing, that really helps us in growing. Like, we want to grow the space, because we know for the conscious content is not a fave the algorithm. So we give thanks to those also who just joined us with our coercion. So we give thanks to the new faces as well. We give thanks, for the collective, universal, and one loveness. Yeah, one loveness. We've been blowing, my boys and I have been blooming a lot in the Rasta communities. So yeah, let's go back gallery one lover a lot, maybe in footages that you would see. But anyway, the principle of Heru, like I said, it's all about ascension to the higher self. It's all about rising to your divine self. It's all about assuming the position of Ubukhosi, hence my office. So remember that the season of Nepted, that was when Sebetsia Makhosi was starting. Remember, we likened it to the first fruits ceremonies that were happening during the season, during the period in Kwanzaa, and then also we spoke who is Nepted in the life of Heru, right? And when we delve into the mythology, we spoke no, this is now the time training Heru, so that Ato Avenger the death of his father Mufasa, right? Because of the brother Oscar. Yeah, so fighting their uncle in order to ascend to the throne, which is what I think Okehla will cover for us in the episode that we're going to launch Heru. But just to get just the understanding a little bit, but this is a season that calls upon us to master ourselves, to go into our higher selves, to move from the lower states, the set states, the lower self, from the lower self up to the higher self. So we need to understand these things as just concepts and principles, because we use pictures to understand things, we use allegories to understand things. So do not take these things as a guy with a falcon head and stuff. But anyway, so we're gonna speak on the things that align us with the season. It's getting very delicious, but like I'm saying, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, we'll let back some more. But yeah, I usually do an 8 countdown. So our season of Heru begins from the 23rd of January up until the 23rd of February. And then the color of association Heru is the color yellow, right? And all its shades of yellow. They talk about gold, where they talk about ink, but yellow, beautiful color. I think I love my outfits. When I used to dress up for Sunday best, before Sundays for lovers. This was like my favorite season of dressing, from Heru man, ho nice guy Heru, and also the regalness of the season, transitioning from Makhosi and Nepted into this one now that the king or the royalness or the divinity takes position of the throne. Right, and then the metal is gold. So gold also in ancient times is referred to as color of the gods, right? Whether people are referring to the skin color of it, but it's one of the precious metals. As we know, a lot of wars are still fought over this thing. We hear when we vibrating low and we watching those media controlled things, they be reports for the gold price would be this, right? So it's one of the precious metals, but it's also an amazing element, in terms of science, in terms of electricity and all of that. But I guess it's too precious for anything. If you go down to down the road, Johannesburg, down the road. But if you live in Johannesburg, go Gold Reef City, Gold Reef City. I don't know if they still do it, but the last time when I was a youngin, I go Gold Reef City, because now I'm grown up. I'm not. Yeah, no, I think a thing though where they show you like the whole pan system, I think it's a thing, because the last time I went to Gold Reef was probably about 3-4 years ago or something. Yeah, but anyway, that is the color of the gods. And then the tree of the season is an olive tree. So we know representation, olive tree comes in different forms, but it's one of the ancient ones, So we know like a lot of things like olive oil, used in ancient practices or in ancient rituals, whether for for anointing, whether for like a newborn baby, right? I know when actually, let's leave this out. Let me leave that part out. But also there's a saying of offering you an olive an olive branch, right? Insinuating reconciliation, peacemaking, forgiveness, and all of that. And then the stone, the season, the ones on the premium, the ones that are ordering the premium package, cosmic package, you're gonna receive 2 stones. The obsidian, because I feel it's such an important stone. I feel everybody needs to have an obsidian stone. The black obsidian specifically, it's such a protecting stone, such a grounding stone. It's such it's such a powerful stone, you know. It's it's a very important one. You're not but for the season, obsidian stone. You can get yellow obsidian, but I'm just a little bit shaky about the yellow obsidian because it's not naturally occurring, you know. But let's the chakra hands if there is a dispute in that. But anyway, you are the god in everything, right? As much as these things possess the natural energy, but you're the one that energizes these things, right? So you guys are gonna get 2 stones. You're also gonna get the olive opal on the premium package. The basic package, you're just gonna get the obsidian stone there. Okay, so that is the gemstone association. So please do collect these things if you're not buying from us, or if you're not on tier 3 and you're receiving your cosmic pack automatically every month. You can also make special requests like these 2 Nkosana who are on the upper level of the membership program. Yeah, there's a Kgosana tea. Let me not expose her. She always buys extra pepper. Yeah, well, this time she asked for extra in. I read double or triple what you usually give me. Yeah, and then Gogo Motswana Umong Lena. Oh, these Tswana girls, nice. Motswana Lena, she just ordered extra stones with caging, with pendants, and all of that. So you can do those extras. Remember, we also have the bracelets that were right, whatever it is that you are looking for, we can find it for you guys. Yes, and then that is the stone, and then the scent, the season is the temple incense. Yeah. So I like making this beautiful example. So if you are from the backgrounds, double Roman Catholic, the Anglican Church, you know those granules that they burn. Yeah, so that is the temple incense. I was looking for the name that you can easily find it, but temple incense is really available. You can, if you're lucky, you can find the incense form, but we're going to be using the granules, right, just to also get that authentic feeling. Yeah, temple incense. We try chesa kale khala, ne? Yeah, not leshala. Kana leshala kenga spade. I'm not sure. Anyway, but you know those public coals, you can use that. You can use it to burn it. Or if you find easier ways to burn your incense granules, please do use that one. And then the incense is sandalwood, right? So another ancient one, another ancient occurring incense, which has been timeless, which is one of it's taken from actual wood that is quite more on the expensive side, right? But we unpack these things in our ebook as well, and yeah, probably in the lessons that we're gonna be having on the space here. And then the animals that are associated, we have our falcon, we have our hawk, we have our hawk, we have our bee as well. So with these animals, we see a lot of transformation. We see a lot of eye of Heru, all-seeing eye, visionary, you know, mastery, precision, all these great principles that are likened to Heru. Heru, after all, is shown on the seal of the government seal, the US, you know, because we know the illuminated ones were using these symbols, or using ancient ways, right, in order to push their things. But yeah, obviously with time and deterioration of things, there were other things that they were associated to. We spoke of the secret societies that only have access to 33 degrees of knowledge, whereas according to Mudimuncho, historically we had, primordial time, we had access to 360 degrees of knowledge. But anyway, those are the things that align us with the season of Heru. Now to touch a little bit on the planets, because at the top of my mind I'm thinking Khali, I'm thinking G, which is Gogo Dr. D, I'm thinking Bani, who always asking about the planets and those phenomenal changes, right? So like I said, 25th or not 25th, tomorrow again, the 24th, yes, or does Heru will be unpacking to us a little bit on this placement, yeah, the planet, and yeah, his interpretation of that. Actually enjoyed that conversation, and yes, he has agreed to have more episodes with us on the space here. So anyway, so I don't know if you guys have been hearing about how the Gregorian 2025, the year of the snake, year of transformation, year of a yeah, like already a lot is happening in the Gregorian first month of the year, you know. Oh, Gregorian first, but yeah, first month of the year is what I intended. Of the year, yeah, that's how we use it. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have been seeing and have been fully aware. You know, I know last week Linda the Elias asked that the Mahlangu asked about the full moon. You know, what do I do we need to do those certain rituals and whatnot? So on a full moon was a bit different. Yeah, if you're dealing in, all right. So please let us lean into that power. So the planets that are gonna be in alignment, right? Well, that have been in alignment, and not how we've been seeing it in the media where it is as a straight line. So if you've physically gone outside, you would see this gets out nicely, but there's these bright stars. And if you're lucky enough to live in the homelands or out of the city, I know you guys are having the most beautiful visuals, the most amazing of visuals. But we have our Venus, we have our Mars, we have Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, which other planet did I leave? But right now, these six in there. I hope I counted everybody. I hope I counted Mars in there. So Venus, Mars, Uranus, Jupiter. Who else did I miss? Yeah, I hope I did not miss anybody. Yeah, Neptune. Yeah, I hope Neptune. But 6 planets in alignment, and with word from our great teacher that you're gonna see tomorrow. He said now on the 28th, now Mercury will be joining these what's this phenomenon called? You know, there is a certain parade, yes, planetary parade that is happening. So they're not exactly appearing as a line, but also if you've got the app now, because we know some planets we're not going to be able to see by the naked eye. So if you've got the telescope or the, I almost say the bioscope, the binoculars. I don't know, because do binoculars work at night? I'm not too sure. But if you got access to the telescope or these apps themselves, you know, they can actually, the apps on the phone, you can actually see the constellation in Imokai and all of that. And because the world is in motion, because Sakwati said the flat earthers, the world is in motion at different times of the night, like some appear at different times, but not exactly all at the same time. But this is a phenomenon that's been happening, and yeah, so this is a period where like all these amazing principles are tying in together, because we have these planets that are governing a different let's say characters or different not characters, let's say principles, for lack of a better word. You know, we have Venus, which is the divine feminine principle. We have Mars, so Venus will be governing everything that is associated, socially constructed, socially constructed, so that have to do with femininity, you know, the softness, the beauty, the love, the whatnot, associated planet Venus, and then Mars, that red planet, root chakra, the harshness, divine masculinity, you know, wars and all of that. But let's say at the core of it, it's the representation of that duality principles, right? Of creation, divine feminine, divine masculine. And then we have Neptune, which is the dreamy planet, the intuition planet, you know. So all these things are going to be heightened now by the season, you know, achieving that balance of self, you know, your the duality in you, the balance of that. And then we have Jupiter, which is a planet that is responsible for expansion and abundance, you know. So this is a perfect time also to make those manifestations, you know, come to reality, because remember the ascension, so that seed that you had planted. So remember also the Heru is another depiction of Ora, which is a asa as well. 1:1 is 1:2. So I don't even remember these sayings of theirs, but I like the water one, right? A drop of water is still part of the water. I don't even remember my examples, but Langtola, a drop of water is still complete on its own, but it's still part of the bigger water, still part of the river, still part of, even though it's complete on its own. So it's that Trinity principle in a plagiarized, right? The father and the son kind of situation. So Asa is so Heru is Asa Asa o te reproduce to ba o Heru, when we speak of Heru the elder, Heru the young, Heru the lover, Heru the but it's all that one concept from Ura who self-produced or self-multiplied. But yeah, we covered, we haven't done it on the space yet, but we did do the creation story. And then we have the planet Saturn as well, which governs or deals with discipline, which deals with decision making, which deals with what else? But discipline at the core of it, right? And then we have Uranus, which is that planet that governs like the breaking away from the status quo, so if you're consciously living, you're seeing a lot of things happening, especially this week. Busy busy outside cool. So you would see so the breaking of the status quo, the creativity, that freedom, freedom of self. So these are things that we can work on. These are things that we can ascend to. These are things now that we need to combine to work, because these the alignment of all these placements of these planets or these zodiac systems is for us to reach a higher level of self, a betterness of self. So I hope we have covered. And then the one thing where our audio cut as we're recording, but he was saying the season of Heru, since it is the Leo season represented by the energy dynamic of fire, and he gave such a beautiful explanation to that. But in the forthcoming episodes as well, about the temperament. He speaks high level things as well, but the different element representation in character, in human character, or how we behave and stuff like that. So Leo governed by the energy dynamic of fire, and in that he was encouraging. It was so crazy because these are stuff that I've said before, so we actually were carrying each other. Oh my gosh. Great abides or great downloads, that is how to verify a kind of truth, right? So if you can hear it repeated from different people, then it's highly likely into air, right? So he was saying a lot of the whole candle meditation. He was speaking a lot of the fire purification, spoke of the cheso as well. When he said that, I was like, wait, now we get we get why we get along so well. So such purifications, but don't leave out the water elements, because remember, on the flip side, art, which is a water element. It's so interesting. I love this calendar, it's a mind F at times, but how it shows the interconnectedness of everything, even when we're speaking of the phases of creation, the interlinked even though kind of thing, Mara, that connectedness or everything. I hope we have covered sufficient. I will see you guys hopefully by the end of today we will have everything posted there for those who want to make orders, whether you want the crystal, whether you want the bracelet or the copper bracelet, whatever it is that you require, we probably have it, whether it was a consultation, a palm reading. We have beautiful reviews on the palm reading, so these are the things that we want to work on a reviews page, just to literally a sense of the works that we do, Laneka. But we give thanks for the healers that have been here. We give thanks for the works that you do, Noel, Coco Toli, who else? The Black God, all the teachers that have been here. We give thanks. Haxel mentioned it's not deliberate, but I do give thanks so much. And my aunt, I'll see you guys on Sunday when we do our live episode. Here we go.